Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Neville and welcome to Selective Imagery. Welcome to the beauty and struggles of nature. As the sun rises in the morning, most of us just take it for granted. We go to work, find sustenance, raise our kids, kiss our spouse, go to church, meet with our friends and family, and we repeat this scenario day after day, rarely feeling threatened or hunted. And if we're relatively healthy, a lucky dog as some might say, a male in the United States lives to about 81 years, with the female 76 years of age. While there are some creatures on this planet that can outlive us by hundreds of years, like the Greenland shark that can live 250 to 500 plus, or an Aldabra tortoise at 150 to 200 years, some live much shorter lives, especially if you're an insect. Fruit flies at 12 days, mayflies less than 5 minutes to 24 hours. Why do I bring this up? Well, as someone who photographs nature with an emphasis on birds, these creatures literally live each second of their life in fear due to predation. Although I don't know whether or not they really sense fear or not, but ducks surely freak out when an eagle is overhead. In their world, it's forage for food and worry about being eaten. And there's always something bigger out there, as they say. Now that I've been retired for about 8 years, I've had the time to really enjoy a sunrise, explore nature, and smell the roses, as they say, which I never had time for before. The video clips and stills you will see represent what I have been blessed to see in my later years, but my message to young folks is make time in your life to enjoy some of this now, because we don't all get to make it to retirement, and life can be short and oftentimes cruel. I hope what you see will make you want to make time to enjoy things that you don't realize you're missing. Do it now and decompress a little. You will live longer, hopefully much longer than 81 years. We start with beauty in its various forms and move towards the end. So enjoy and observe. You will see predominantly nature with some street and floral photography mixed in, along with video clips, and I'll reduce my commentary so you can just enjoy the show. Here you will see a group of male mergansers drift towards a single female and then proceed to try to show off and entertain her and try to get her attention, whatnot, and occasionally get a little rough with each other as they're trying to, show who's the more dominant male. Here's a group of still images for you to enjoy, and then we will have some more video clips. Here we are with a group of spoonbills feeding and having a good time. A little video of some butterflies that we saw on a small bush. We hadn't seen very many. It was starting to get kind of cold and they were pretty much disappearing, but we found this group and they were fun to watch for a little while. Baby alligators are always fun to watch. Then we have some green-winged teals preening themselves. Very pretty birds. It's so nice to see that the gators follow the rules and use the crosswalk area. Pretty surprising how fast a ghost crab could move when it needs to. I couldn't even track it. A leased tern with its young on Wrightsville Beach in Wilmington, North Carolina. Group of Bonaparte gulls ride the waves in the ocean, having a good time. Here's another group of still images for you to enjoy. Here, a red-bellied woodpecker decides to preen itself for a while outside of its nesting area. Tell you, I would never want to be an adult anhinga. When you have your young, I mean, they stick their head right down your throat and they're brutal. And they wear mom or dad down very easily. I mean, they just don't know when to stop. Very aggressive. And they have to be, because many times, you know, there'll be 3 or more young and they don't all make it. The ones who force their way in there to get the food the most are the ones that survive. Here we go, it's nesting season again at Wrightsville Beach for the terns, the black skimmers that you see here. There's oyster catchers that nest in areas that you can't get to. You can see the little sticks in the ground with some string going across with little red markers. That's the keep out zone. Photographers got to stay away, and don't think that you can go right up against the string either, because there's a lot of people there that are trying to protect the birds. They'll always ask you to back up, you know, a good 10 feet away from that string line. So make sure you have a minimum a 600 millimeter lens or even an 800, or bring a TC with you to make sure that you can get close enough to these birds. But it is fun to see them during the nesting season. Here's a clapper rail drying off after it bathed. I had some video of it bathing itself, but there was just too many distractions in the foreground, and it kept, going behind reeds and whatnot. It was very hard to see it, so, I just, got this video after it was done, and it was just fluffing itself up a little bit and flapping its wings. And here we go with, I love the shorebirds when they're on the beach, and this is full speed, and it's just amazing how fast this little guy can run. As you'll see, as I try to follow it, which is not as easy as it looks. And I'm sure I had the 800mm lens, 800 PF, when I was doing this filming handheld. This guy can move. And here we go with some more still images. So when we started this discussion, we said we would share some beauty. Now this is the other side of this, as we called it, the end. So for many, like I said, it's life and death every day for nature. And you're going to see a little bit of that in the next group of photos and videos. So hang tight. So we'll start with some images of some of the predators around where I live. Definitely not all of them, but a handful. So as you look at these images, we will then eventually go to where, some predators are ever present and some potential victims know they're there, but they keep doing what they're doing, but some don't make it. And of course, the birds are constantly diving for fish. The osprey, well, this one's very interesting in the fact that as it feeds on this fish, it must hit a nerve or what have you, and the tail starts flapping around, against the tree, but it's definitely not alive at this point. We used to see a routine group of ospreys constantly eating in the dead trees, but not so much anymore. And then here's something that I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. I had it in an older video I did where this bald eagle landed and hit the water, hit the duck, and starts swimming with the duck in tow, heading towards a little, very, very small island where it could probably take a little bit of a breather. So it gets on the island, everything else that's there takes off, the duck is underneath its talons, and then eventually that's the end. It had struck it down with one blow to the head. A blue, a willet with a sand crab, anhinga spearing a fish, the ever-present ospreys, the oyster catcher feeding the young, and of course mockingbirds getting whatever they can. I don't know if a mushroom counts or not with the squirrel. Wood stork trying to eat more than it can. A tern bringing a fish for the female. And basically a lot of images of birds feeding. And a little video clip here of a willet, and it'll be followed up by another one. And they're fun to watch when they're getting the sand crabs. It's like when one gets one, takes off like a running back, try to evade everybody else, but does fumble the ball, as they say. Here he or she comes. Up, fumble, got it. Nice grab. We'll get to see this routine at least one more time in this video. They like just probing in the sand, and as the waves, go back and forth, they may, go out into the water a little bit, but they're looking for those sand crabs. See, when one has an opportunity, here we go. This is full speed. This is not, I didn't speed it up. A couple fumbles that will occur here, and eventually it goes down the pike, and that's it. Nice grab. And yes, woodpeckers, they're predatory. Of course, they eat insects. Would be hard to see, but when it pauses, the tongue is going back and forth, licking up the insects that it just exposed after removing some of the bark. And here's a wood stork. Unfortunately, this is when we had fish kill event. So this fish, if it was alive, would have had many opportunities to probably get away, because it's dropped so many times by this stork because it is way too big. Eventually it does manage to eat it, but believe you me, I didn't record the whole thing because with all these drops, I would have been holding that camera for a long time. Maybe if I was on a tripod, I would have tolerated it better and just waited to get the whole thing. But obviously, picking something a little bit too wide for its mouth, and eventually it gums it enough where it will actually swallow it, but you won't see that in this particular clip. Just the frustrations of a wood stork having a rough time eating a fish that's already dead. Like I said, eventually it does succeed. Tern with a small fish and a cormorant battling to get one. An otter that showed up, and I'll tell you, they can rip into fish like you wouldn't believe. There's a cormorant trying to get another one. A blue eating a tadpole that's turning into a frog. The woodpecker getting ready to strike again. And the inevitability of death. A skimmer with a fish. The osprey. Always getting one. And even the little birds, caterpillars. This video of an oyster catcher, one could say, as it tries to pry open this clam, some would say it's an exercise in futility. I would just say it's a demonstration of persistence. And as you'll see when we get closer to the end of this video, it does succeed. But it is very, very smart, very, very smart bird, knows how to position the oyster just in the right spot on the bank where, you know, in between rocks or in between other shells, where it's not chasing it around all over the, you know, all over this ridge. It knows how to get it in a spot and be able to work it and work it and work it. Okay, take a breath. Clam's not going anywhere, as they say. It's just like a jackhammer. You can see the opening now, so that's that. That's the end of it. It now has access to feed at its leisure. Here's a piece of meat. Here's a bigger piece. A little jumpy, but I wanted to just show it full speed so you could see, you know, really how fast it moves its beaks, its bills, and to try to get that food. Big chunk of meat there. Here we have a shrimp. It's shrimp day for the great blue. And in this other clip, you'll actually see the shrimp jumping out of the water. I'm surprised one didn't actually just jump right in the bird's mouth. They were all over, jumping, you know, really close to where the great blue heron was. Eventually, he just turns his head, says, "Well, I'll just grab you." Sometimes, like in that instance, it shakes it so hard it just breaks it in half and it's gone. So we went right down to the same location and got another shrimp. Sometimes the shaking destroys the victim. You can see it's broken right there, but I think it manages to get most of it here. There we go. And sometimes being able to eat a meal isn't as easy as one would hope. As this great egret flies around with a fish, it soon realizes it has to fly further away, because once its friends see that it has food, it wants them too. A little crab. Love a few of these shots with the orange lit background. An eel battle going on. Skimmer. A chase scene. Another giant tadpole. Bluebird with a spider. A clapper rail and its young. That insect's so small you can hardly see it in the picture. A squirrel with a nut. I don't know if that counts or not. There's a still of the osprey with the fish. And here the caterpillar decides to throw up, thinking it won't get eaten, and that didn't work. Spiders and crickets. It was a very busy day one particular morning. Little blue with an eel, another osprey with a fish. Mockingbirds, boy, they get They get them real. You get a lot of insects when they're hungry. Another crab. And don't forget the gator. We miss seeing the flounder. We don't have them anymore. But after all this destruction, let's calm you down and just go on a sailboat ride together and relax and catch our breaths and say, okay, saw enough violence for today, time to just chill. So just a short video clip. Wrightsville Beach area in Wilmington, North Carolina. This is where I go, Bob and I go there, and I also go there with my friend Tim, aka Mozman, and we go there quite often. And that's it. I hope all of you enjoyed this video, and as I say, enjoy life, capture some of it. That's really the meaning of this video. Life is short. Get out there and do things. Have a good time. Shoot with whatever kind of gear you have that makes you happy. That's all that matters. Take care until next time.